Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to your last day of first grade math. You're almost ready for second grade. Let's do a little review. We will review the standards that we have gone over this entire time. We're going to start with the word add. We add, you put two groups together or numbers for a larger sum. Remember, when you add, you use this special symbol for the sum. When you subtract, you take away from the groups or take away two numbers for the difference. When you subtract, you use this special symbol to get the difference of the equation. We talked about using base 10 blocks. We call this long one our rod. There is 10 cubes in one rod. Cube is a 1 cube and it holds the ones place. Remember, the rod holds the tens place. So if I had the number 26, this number is in my tens place and this number is in my ones place. I would have 2 rods and 6 cubes. To show the 2-digit number 26. And then last week we also talked about length. It is how long something was. We compared. Is it the longer one or the shorter one? Let's start with the base 10 blocks using our rods and cubes. So you look at the problem and you can hold up the number of rods or you can shout it out, and then I'm going to write it up here. So let's look at this. I see 1, 2, 3. I see 3 tens. 3 tens. Remember, when we have tens, or rods, we count by tens to tell us how many ones. So 10, 20, 30. That stands for 30 because there's 10 cubes in one rod. So with the 3 rods, we had 3 tens. That gave us 30 ones. What about this one? Hold up your numbers. How many rods? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Were y'all all holding up the 5? For 5 tens or 5 rods, remember we count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. We have 50 ones because each one of those cubes represents 1 unit. We also talked about 10 more and 10 less, to add a rod to it or to take away a rod. What is 10 more than 45? So we're looking at 45. They gave us the 4 rods and the 5 cubes. We're going 10 more. Remember, we're using that special symbol, the plus sign. What is 10 more than 45? I'm going to add a rod because a rod stands for 10. There's 10 cubes and 1 rod. So let's count the number of tens we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 tens. How many ones do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 ones. 5 tens and 5 ones gives us the number 55. 10 more than 45 is 55. We added a 10 to the 45, so 45 plus our 10 gives us the sum 55. Okay? Another way to look at 10 more or 10 less. Look at this example. 43 is 4 tens and how many ones? So they already gave us our 4 tens. How many ones do we have? 1, 2, 3. Did you have 3? 3 is the correct answer. 43 is 4 tens and 3 ones. So it's also saying that 43 is how many plus 3? Well, we know 4 tens is the same thing as 40. 10, 20, 30, 40. So 40 plus 3 is 43. All right, looking at this one, 43 is 3 tens. So they took a 10 and broke it up into cubes. So they're saying the 3 tens and how many ones? Well, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 ones. Remember, they took their rod and broke it up into cubes. 10 cubes are in a rod. So we have 3 tens and 13 ones is the same thing as 43. 43 is blank plus 13. Well, what did they leave out? Our 3 rods, and 3 rods stands for what again? 30. 10, 20, 30. We also use 10 frames for addition, okay? Paisley had 9 fish and 3 dogs at her house. How many animals does she have in all? Remember when we have a word problem, you underline the important information. So she has 9 fish, 3 dogs. How many animals does she have in all? So we're bringing 2 groups together. Remember from our vocabulary, if you're bringing 2 groups together, what are you getting? Addition or subtraction? We're going to add. I hope you all said add. We're going to add her 9 fish to her 3 dogs. Using the tens frames, I'm going to put in my 9 fish using X's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Am I done? Nope. I got to add my 3 dogs to it. So I have my 9 fish. I'm going to keep counting on for my 3 dogs. 9, 10, 11, 12. I added my 3 dogs. What was my total number? How many did she have in all? You can go back and count your tens frame again. You know this is 10 because we filled up the tens frame, so count on. If you're ready for 2nd grade, you can just count on. 10, 11, 12. She had 12 animals in all. 9 plus 3 gives us the sum 12. Always check your work. Go back through, recount in your tens frame to make sure you have the same answer. We also use number lines during our time. I bought 14 muffins. I gave some to my grandmother. Now I have 8 left. How many did I give to my grandmother? Okay, remember to really underline and to listen to the question. I had 14 muffins. I gave some away. So there goes some. Now I have 8 left. How many did I give away? So I'm not bringing 2 groups together. I'm taking away some groups. So I'm using that magical symbol, the subtraction sign, to get the difference. Okay, filling in my equation, I have 14 muffins. I gave some away. I don't know what I gave away, but I'm ending with 8. Using your number line, we're going to count up. You're going to start with the number 8 and count up to what number? How many did you start with? 14. You're going to go all the way to 14 and count up. You can count up with me using your fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Always double check yourself. Starting at 8, going up to 14. Let's count on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means 14 minus or take away 6 gives us 8. I gave 6 muffins away because I had 8. Let's do another one for practice. We used a number bond earlier in the month to add higher numbers. Tanner picked 17 strawberries. His siblings picked 50 strawberries. How many did they pick all together? Remember to read it twice. Tanner picked 17. So Tanner's going to start with 17 strawberries. His siblings picked up 50 strawberries. So how many did they have all together? Remember, we're bringing two groups together. We're using this symbol, the addition symbol, to get a sum. You can fill in your number bond and fill in the equation. 17 plus 50 gives us what? Even if you want to go ahead and add by your tens and ones, that's fine. We're going to put 17 in our number bond. We're going to break 17. We know that's 1 rod and 7 cubes. We're adding 50 to the 17. We know that 50 plus 10, so 50 plus another rod, will give us 60. And we cannot forget about our ones. 7 ones. How many strawberries did they pick up all together? They had 67 strawberries. 67. We could have also added this by using our tens and ones or a simple version of the number bond. Another strategy to look at it, like I said, was using your tens and ones. We have 46 plus 5. It says to make a 10 with our cubes and then add our tens and ones together. So first thing, we have 46 plus 5. Let's make a 10. Let's count our ones to see if we can add one more rod. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got to 10. I'm going to circle these so I know that those groups can give me a rod. And I have one left over. So then it says add my tens and my ones. Let's count my tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. We have 50 for our rods. And then our 1 left over. 50, keep counting, 51. So 46 plus 5 gives us 51. Remember, when you count your rods, you count by tens to double check us. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 51. We also talked about measurement. Remember, I had the 3 ribbons and I compared their different lengths or their heights. For example, the red bar is longer than the blue bar. So looking up here, we're talking about this red bar is longer than this blue bar. The blue bar is longer than the green bar. So now we're comparing these two. This blue bar to the green bar. The blank bar is the longest. Now we're not comparing just two, we're comparing all three. The red bar is longer than the blue, and the blue is longer than the green. So what color bar would be the longest? If you shouted out red, you're 100% correct. The red bar is the longest. Remember, when we measure, we all start at the same point and then see where each one ends. Looking back at this, the red one is clearly the longest. Ooh, one more word problem. There are 33 math books and 27 reading books. What is the total number of books? I already set this up for you, your base 10 blocks. What is the total number of books? Remember, count your ones, try to find a 10, and then add your 10s and 1s. First things first, we have 33 math books. We're going to mark up our problem. 27 reading books. What is the total number of books? We're having a group, bring them together. We're going to use the addition symbol, 33 plus 27. Let's see if we can make a group of 10. Counting our ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I made a whole group. Circle those to remind myself that I made a 10. I'm going to draw out my rod. Count my 10s, count my 1s. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. I don't have any 1s left over, so I'm going to stop counting there. I have 60 books in all. Let's count one more time just to double check ourselves. Let's count our rods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 rods. You know that equals 60. Looking back at length again, you can measure it by 1 unit. The squares stand for a unit, and the paper clips stand for a unit. Look and count how many cubes the watch is long and how many paper clips the watch is long. Remember, each cube stands for a unit. I'm going to draw my line to where the watch stops, and they all start at the same length. Let's start counting using our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I counted 17 cubes for how long the watch was. About 17 cubes long. What about the paper clips? How about you try to count the paper clips? Remember, each one stands for 1. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The watch is about 7 paper clips long. When you are measuring, make sure you mark a line where it stops and where it starts. Now for our exit ticket. I'm going to read the question today, and then when you get the answer, you're going to email your answer to mcpsstv@mcpss.com. You could win a t-shirt or a meal card to Chick-fil-A. Make sure when you email, you include your name, your school, the answer, and first grade math. Let's read our question. Jason has 24 fish and 50 yellowfish. How many fish does he have in all? Show your thinking. Jason has blank fish. Okay, I'll help you start this equation. You can do 24 plus 50 because they're saying how many you have in all. I can't help you get the answer because you can email the answer to mcpsstv@mcpsstv.com. You can use your different strategies, your base 10 blocks, or your number bond. I can't wait to see your answers. Make sure you include your name, your school, and first grade math. Thank you so much, boys and girls, and I hope you're ready to start second grade.